Hello, everyone. Many of you have been asking, how do I find a company that is hiring right now? It seems like many job openings have been closed or have been put on pause, resulting in your time and energy being wasted during this stressful time. Does that sound about right? Due to my background in data analytics, I've decided to start capturing weekly and daily job creation data on LinkedIn and deliver a weekly episode on our findings. Here we will speak about the number of jobs in the industry, top 5 companies, the functions, titles, types, and experience levels. Hi, my name is Peter Kurbelin, and I'm the co-founder of Plus5XP. Our mission is to help students and young professionals gather 5 years experience faster. With every trend analysis, it always starts with one point of data, and our one point of data has started on April 2nd at 6:30 p.m. And then we were looking at what was the last week and how many jobs were created during that. On the Canadian job market, as you can see below, we have 37.5 thousand jobs open during this time. In Toronto, in Montreal, and in Vancouver, Ottawa, Calgary, we're showing those data points as well, especially with others. So we're going to look at the top 5 industries that are hiring right now in the Canadian market. So if we look at the data right beside me, you have IT and services, retail, staffing and recruiting, hospital and healthcare, and financial services. Now, I'm not really shocked about any of the top 5. I'm sure you're not, except for probably retail and staffing and recruiting. So to retail, I just want to elaborate a bit on that. The retail industry is hiring, but it's not for what we considered retail before or before COVID-19 pandemic. It's what is retail doing in lieu of the COVID-19 pandemic. So they're, like we talked about in our first video, they're probably all rushing to e-commerce right now and or customer service. And they're really hiring mainly to try to respond to this situation. And I see a lot of opportunities regarding that because there are a bunch of pain points. Staffing and recruiting aspect though, because of them, I think the numbers are a little inflated because I think there's double counting on what the companies are trying to hire for the same position and the staffing and recruiting. So just feedback on that. But for staffing and recruitment, what those companies do is they take mandates from the companies and they charge a 15 to 20% on the salary of whoever they get recruited. So if you're a $50,000 young professional and they're charging 15 to 20%, it will be $7,500 to $10,000. That's how much the fee would be to recruit you. You don't pay, because I had some students think that they pay. No, the company pays for that recruitment fee and not for the student. You'll still get the $50,000, which I think is a very strong competitive advantage for you if you think of it that way. If a student is going through a recruitment firm and a student that's not going to a recruitment firm, I would bet the student or young professional in the recruitment firm will get a job much quicker in this industry right now. So now we're going to look at the top 5 companies that are hiring in the last week. Of course, Walmart Canada, I think everyone's talking about how much Walmart is hiring right now. So they have 1175 jobs that they just created last week. Randstad, so Randstad, most people don't understand who they are. Randstad is a staffing company in Canada. So you have Randstad, Robert Half, Aerotech, Belcan, there's many more you can look at. But they have 614 openings that they're looking for, and they'll be all over the place. It's not just that one. Amazon 435, with how much people are buying on Amazon, they have to, supposedly they can't hire enough. They're just going to keep throwing out job postings left and right. Best Version Media, this was actually a shock. So they're hiring 339 people. They're, I actually had to Google them. They're a media company in Canada that are growing, and they have 339 jobs, and that's out of nowhere. So if you're interested, you should probably go and reach out to them. The last one is Chartwell Retirement. So it's a retirement home company. They have 291 jobs that they just posted. And of course, that's in the hospital and healthcare. Now let's look at the top 5 job functions that are being hired right now. IT, we're going to let go of IT and other, I'm sure we understand that. But management, with so much transformation and things being changed, they need a lot more managers in place to help implement these new tactics, actually. With that said, if you're a senior individual contributor looking for a management role, this is a great time to make that shift. Regarding manufacturing, with so many people buying things right now and everyone at home, I think they're just addicted to the online shopping. this is a great time for manufacturers to keep producing in bulk, and I think that's why they're hiring as well. And then sales, with so many revenue targets that are being missed right now, I think a lot of people are trying to hire those sales reps to go in and get that money. The good news is you don't really need that training or those certificates to get those jobs, and I think that is an open market that you can hit if you have the skill sets. So looking at the job titles, registered nurses and licensed practical nurses, we're not going to talk about that, but of course, if you're a nurse right now, please go get a job. It's very easy right now. But salespeople, 706. Like I told you, you don't need a certificate. You don't need a degree for that. If you can just go in and get that and you can get that money, that's what most companies are looking for to make sure they hit those targets. Software engineer, in the first video, we gave some skill sets that you can learn regarding SQL, Python, Power BI. Now, you won't be a software engineer per se, but at least you'll get some relative skill sets that you can maybe fulfill some of the needs. And a cook, they're looking for cooks, so 453 cooks. I thought that was very interesting, and I still want to share that data. Next part is the job type. I want to actually look at this, and I'm really excited for this in the trend analysis to see, are companies going to start hiring full-time, or are they going to start going part-time, contract, or temporary? I think this will be a very interesting analysis to look at in the future. However, right now, we still have a lot of full-time, part-time, and contract work, but there is some internships. A lot of young students and professionals were telling me that the internships were not available. There still seems to be 264. And I think you want to look into that. But if you're playing at home, sometimes on the data side, it won't add up to the actual amount of 337,585 because a lot of companies make posting that says, oh, it's part-time and contract or temporary and contract, and they kind of double load the data points. So in case you are looking to analyze that, that's why that happens. Now, the last section I want to speak about is the experience level. Because that's normally what people are afraid of, especially when I speak to young professionals, is, do I have enough experience? Are they hiring for that? No, I don't think so, et cetera, et cetera. Actually, if you look at it through the data point of view, entry level is the most popular by far at just over 20,000. And then associate, which is kind of like the 3 to 5 year experience range. And then mid-senior level is 45, and then director and executive. I actually want to talk about that if you're a young professional graduating or just graduate, this is a great time for you to make that pivot. You just have to probably look at different industries and different job titles to get that job. That's exactly why we're doing this analysis. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, please comment below and I'll make sure to get back to you. Also, please leave a like and subscribe to our page, as we'll be doing this weekly to make sure that you guys get a job. Thank you.